45. Brown, 45. Hot, 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 hot.
7 hours of commercial-free football start now.
Welcome to the Hit Stick. That news broke earlier than you thought it, Coho, but Michael Penix is going to be starting for the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday against the New York Giants. You can't throw one touchdown and 9 interceptions and barely beat the Raiders on Monday Night Football without Max Crosby. How there's class action lawsuits and like everybody gets a little bit of money back or whatever. I believe that's what the NFL owes us for last night. That was an abomination. 2 games, and I'm going to be honest with you. I watched probably a quarter and a half of total football yesterday. I think both games were pointless. I had no interest in watching either one of them, so I skipped. That being said, we are back. Letting everybody know, our 2 listeners, Pace and Johnson, I feel so bad for you, and Barr because he's not on the show ever because he fails to do the show. We are not doing a show next week. We are going to take the week off, be with family, Christmas, happy days. It's probably best.
Now, good Christmas for fucking Kirk Cousins, though.
Yeah, well, he's having the time of his life. Listen, no better job in the NFL than backup quarterback. You know what's better than that? Being paid a large amount of money and still getting to sit on the bench. So $90 million, just chill. Pretty cool. First up on the show, again, I have to tell these people all the time because you are fans of teams. I'm asking you how you're doing. I'm not asking you how the Minnesota Vikings, the 49ers, the Pittsburgh Steelers, or the Bears are doing. So, Coho, how you doing?
Good. Finally getting over the pneumonia. So we're at the tail end of it.
Yeah, your immune system's a bitch, similar to you. Next up, Nazario. How are you?
Very, very, very sleepy, which is why I got a Coke. Working my ass off. Eventually, we'll get a day off. Hopefully.
I didn't ask. Next up, Thomas Scully. How are you?
You know that scene in Talladega Nights when up at his house and his mom asked him how his day was, and he's like, well, I got mauled by a cougar and I still can't drive a car. So yeah. That's about how I'm doing.
I'll put some Colombian bang bang underneath your car. You're gonna and they called Johnny Law. You're gonna have to drive. Next up, Robert Kessler. How are you?
I am gripping with the reality that I will only get Christmas Day off, and I guess that's great because I'll get to watch the Steelers play Carson Wentz on Netflix.
Maybe.
So that's cool.
I mean, you will try. Netflix is gonna be a shit show, but we'll see.
Next, the last but not least, the man that brings the dinner to the Hit Stick, Markman Shaka. How are you, my good friend?
You know, I feel like a bit of an asshole here because, like, Robert's talking about working on Christmas. It's after the 15th for me. My work year's over. So, you know, I'm just sitting here feeling good about life, except for Keenan Allen knocking me out of the fantasy football playoffs. Fuck that guy. But other than that, I'm doing fantastic.
I totally forgot. I typed even a message up for the 15th for you, and I forgot to hit send. But congratulations, your service is complete for the year. I hope you celebrated very well on the 16th. You probably watched The Wire and Band of Brothers and just cried on the couch. Anyways, we're going to talk about some things in the football and what happened in the sports. I have a bold statement. Bold statement tonight. I have two bold statements tonight. There is only one team in the NFL that I think right now is going to win the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
And I think that is the Philadelphia Eagles.
Ugh.
Now, hear me out. So, Bills don't scare me at fucking all.
Mm-mm.
Because, yes, Josh Allen's a superhero. He does great things. That defense is a fucking train wreck. That defense has allowed up so many points over the past few years. The Lions, I've claimed for weeks now, all this running up the score, leaving your starters in, playing trick plays, goofing off. You have now lost two more defensive players. I don't even think half the defensive players knew each other before the start of the season. I don't think any of them have even their phone numbers in their phone. And they just lost David Montgomery. So at this point, they are screwed. Their defense has now let up 31 points and 38 points, like back-to-back weeks. So they don't scare me at all. At the end of the day, there are two teams in the NFC that have a shot, and my second bold claim is I think the Minnesota Vikings are going to win the division. I think they are going to beat the Detroit Lions. They are going to have the record because they are currently tied, and at this point in time, it will go to the Vikings because at the end of the day, I think the weakest part of the team is Sam Darnold. But against that defense, I think anything's possible. The reason why I'm putting the Eagles there, the Eagles struggled at the beginning of the season. They have not struggled since. They played they played the Ravens and they played Pittsburgh, two teams that I would consider very high up there at the time, and punched them in the mouth. They haven't played complete football ever, but at the end of the day, they have a defense. They have the one thing that a lot of teams don't have right now, and is a competent, strong defense. And on top of that, they have the best player probably going to be in the playoffs, which is Saquon Barkley. So even if you load the box and try to stop him, which Pittsburgh did, it left open the passing game, which when it can hit, it will hit. I'm not saying they're a guarantee, but as watching so much football this past year, I don't trust Kansas City. I don't trust Buffalo. I don't trust Green Bay. I don't trust Detroit. I don't trust any of those teams because they have so many more question marks. I think Philly is the one question mark on Philly, I think, right now is Sirianni. I think that's the only question mark that we all have. But when he turned over the play calling and defense to his two coordinators, I think they've completely shut it all down. They know exactly what they're doing.
There's one other question.
Sure.
It's Jake Elliott. He made some field goals, but they weren't like high leverage field goals in this last game. He's the other cog that could derail the whole train.
But also, here's the thing. When was the last time Jake Elliott needed to be in a high leverage situation?
The kicking game. But here's my thing: they're also the one team that gets in that 2-3 yard line mark. They're converting the fourth. So even though they get into a sticky situation where they need to, they could probably just risk it and go for it. I still think there's question marks, but after watching this week of football, it just dawned on me like Detroit's fucked. I think Detroit is fucked at this point. I think they are a great offense, but they are similar to the Kansas City Chiefs without that defense for years, where they would go, but a defense will shut them down. Now they're one-dimensional in the run game. It's a matter of time where they lose anybody else. That defense cannot stop anything. Dan Campbell is trying his hardest. He played some of the dumbest football on Sunday that I've ever seen. that 10-minute left onside kick was one of the most egregious things I've ever seen. But he knew he couldn't stop them. He had no shot of stopping Josh Allen.
You might as well.
Buffalo, Josh Allen literally has to score 6 touchdowns to give his team a shot to win. And his defense can't stop anything because they're scoring with them. It was 28-14, right, for a while, but then they just kept adding on. Like, they don't have a defense. They just don't at this point. Kansas City has a defense. They prove they can shut people down when they need to. They can do those last-minute scores. But their offense sucks. I still think come playoff time, they're going to be like, surprise you, bitch. It's going to be Philly, KC in the Super Bowl, whatever the case may be. I think Sam Darnold's question mark because Sam Darnold, again, in pressured situations, where are we going to see him? Like, that's the question mark on the Vikings. But the Vikings are prime. I've talked shit on them all year. They are prime to take that division. They've only lost 2 games. One was to Detroit, and the other was to
L.A. Rams.
Yeah.
The week
close
that
one.
Puka came back and decided to be Jesus Christ on his first.
Well, yeah, and the Rams are going to win that division at this point. So, like,
Also true. Yeah.
That's-
So, how much
I don't
money you
know.
want to lose by betting on the Vikings?
because I think because Minnesota plays, they have Green Bay and Detroit left, right?
And Seattle. Those are our
That's-
final
yeah,
3.
yeah, those are
That's a rough one. I think they could lose to Green Bay. I think they beat Detroit. I don't know though. What are your guys' takes on that?
We have to.
Who do you think
I
honestly could
think-
win the Super Bowl right now? Playoffs
I
starting
think
tomorrow.
if I think Super Bowl, I take Philly. I think
Jesus Christ.
Minnesota, maybe if they get home field advantage in the
No, they
NFC.
won't.
If they get home field advantage in them, then Stadium is a fucking coven at this point.
Is your mom
Man.
FaceTiming?
What?
Is your mom FaceTiming? Your Wi-Fi is.
You'll-
You
you'll
sound like you. I sound like I'm talking to Stephen Hawking right now.
state.
For me,
I would like to go to the bathroom.
Drive by.
Why don't you leave him come back?
Yeah,
I'll
the
hear
Bills
you
are
in a
going to win the
second.
Super Bowl, probably.
Who?
I think the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl.
Oh,
No,
Just-
no.
Their
It never
defense
worked.
is very sus, but they're going to fucking outscore anybody that they comes in front of them. They might beat the Chiefs like 60-58, but they will not stop scoring.
but we know that's never been the case.
Yes, but you have not seen Josh Allen this season. He has been the most Josh Allen-y of ever. Like, the man will score by himself 7 touchdowns in one game if he needs that to win.
I
Look at
I don't
this.
trust the Eagles at all. Like, the Eagles, yeah, they're looking better, but they are still the fucking Eagles. I think it's going to be the Eagles and the Lions and the end of the NFC. One of them is going to win. Whoever wins is probably going to lose to the AFC again. And on the AFC side, I don't know, man. Like, I might be the Chiefs again doing their fucking bullshit that they always do, but I think this is the Bills' year.
I think it's also going to be hard for them because they're coming off 3 cupcake games. At the end of the season, they will have 3 just non-factor games whatsoever. That I think they're going to take their foot off. But they have now, the last 2 games especially, 44 points to the Rams and 42 to the Lions.
And
What did they do the week before those games?
They beat you guys in the snow.
They won the fucking division. Everybody knows that they are already locked in, so people start taking a fucking break. It's like,
No, they want the
whatever
1
happened.
seed.
Yeah, they would want the 1.
They don't
Nah.
care about the division. That division was on lock in week 4. Like, they knew they were winning
They-
that thing.
They don't
They're in the
want to have,
worst division in football. They're in the worst division. Well, maybe second.
they don't want to have to go to Arrowhead in January again. They want to make the Chiefs or whoever it is come to Buffalo in January, and that's what they want more than anything.
and this time maybe Tyler Bass will make his kicks.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, and they're playing against Kansas City. That was at home, and before that last second run by Josh Allen, it was going to be a 4-point win. Like, they're going to win by 3 points. Like, it was going to be a very close end up game. He ended up scoring, but they were going to run the clock out. Like, it was a very last minute. So that adds points. They know if they go to Arrowhead, they're not walking. There's a good shot they don't walk out the winners right now.
I think it's going to come down to the Chiefs are going to win the AFC. It's going to happen. Playoffs hit, Mahomes hits.
I mean, they're
Chiefs are
13-1. We could say whatever the fuck we want. They're 13-1, and they beat good teams along the they beat the good teams. It is
and
what it
they
is.
are worse of a team this year than they were last year, quote unquote.
No,
Supposedly. But they're gonna do exactly what they did last year. They're playing better.
but no. Do not say that they were worse last year. They
were
were
worse.
100% worse last year.
They were worse last year. I'm saying all the bullshit that everyone's saying about the Chiefs. But
I mean, they're going to Hollywood back then this week, too.
Yeah.
right. But on the NFC side, I am very confident that the Vikings are going to win out. They'll get the one. And the Lions are going to be so banged up, they're one and done. They have to go to LA in the first round, and LA barely beat them or barely lost to them in overtime week 1 when everyone was healthy. Now LA is fully healthy and Detroit's all banged up in LA first round. I think Detroit could get first rounded.
Is that a scenario that they would play them in round
Maybe
one?
the 5 and the Rams would be the 4. So that's a scary thing to run into.
Do you think you beat Packers and Lions both?
Well, then the Packers would play Tampa. They probably win, and then the Commanders was the Eagles. So then I think the Vikings can beat the Packers. I think the Vikings. I think it's going to be tough. If we beat them 3 times in a row in a season, I'll be surprised. But I think we can. But I think the Vikings-Eagles championship rematch is coming, and I don't know who wins it because it's going to be, at that point, it's going to be how they play. But I would probably say the Eagles win. I just am a homer and think that the Vikings with home field advantage in January is a bet I'd like to take. But
I think the bottom line is, whereas seed. Am I cutting out again?
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it really bad?
Yeah.
Try camming off and just talking.
Is that somehow better?
I can hear you.
yes,
So far.
I think it all depends on who the one seed is, because if you have a into Ford Field, then right there.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah, tell your mom to quit FaceTiming.
All right. So my opinion is.
Did you put him in the back or did he drop?
Hit drop.
Oh.
So my opinion is, I
Wow,
think
buddy.
anybody in the NFC from 1 to 6 could win the conference, and I don't give a shit. Like, if it's the Rams winning the division, I think the Rams could win it. I've seen Tampa has beaten the Lions and the Eagles, like, and they're rounding into form offensively. So if you told me that they went on a run and they went into Ford Field and almost came out with a win last year, and I think.
Yeah.
Even with no Godwin, I think they're kind of better because the running game shored up and they figured out how to coalesce defensively. On the AFC side, I think it's really just the 2 teams. I think there's a slight, I'll do my little homerish thing, a slight contingency if the Steelers can get healthy. Like if TJ's not out and Pickens comes back, and Deshaun Elliott is back, I think that they can at least give people a run.
Yep.
But I think it's really just the 2, because I don't think that will happen. So
I'm a Steelers believer this year, man, and all my picks. I've made some crazy Steelers picks. I think the Steelers could be good. I don't know.
What does that mean?
If you go look at my picks this year, I picked the Steelers for high values in games that everyone picked against them.
I don't think that's true at all.
It is. I picked them against the Eagles last week for like 9.
yeah, you did.
Well, okay, well, you're an idiot.
I'm just saying. I think the Steelers are a good, very good team this year. It just comes
No,
down.
they're 10-4. No shit, they're a good team. Thank you for
I-
joining the club. Oh God, Mark, watch out. Here's my thing. The NFL should be sued for what they are doing to some of these teams.
For the 4 teams that have to do the Saturday and Wednesday.
There is no reason why you have to play on Saturday and you have to play on Wednesday this late in the season with the playoffs right around the corner. The Eagles, now if I was the Chiefs, I think I would sit Mahomes this week, regardless if he's healthy or not, because I still think Carson Wentz with that team can beat Houston. I think Houston's completely fraudulent. I think they are a joke of they tried to give Miami the win. They tried everything in their power to give Miami that win. And Tua goes, who's Singletary? Is he good? Is he a good cornerback? I'm gonna throw it right at him twice. I think Carson Wentz can win that game easily. I think that's besides the point. But you need to rest him because you can only afford one loss in this stretch of 3 to keep the 1 seed. That's it. You can only lose 1 to 1. And I think they can lose. I think they can beat Denver later if they have to play. I think they beat Denver, and I think they can beat Pittsburgh. I think they could. I think Pittsburgh could also win that game. But I think Pittsburgh's the game they drop. If any game they drop, I think they drop it to Pittsburgh.
God, I hope.
Because I think that front 7 against that line is problematic. But yeah, I just don't. Bills don't scare me at all. Josh Allen scares me.
Yep.
The Bills do not scare me. Like, their defense is so bad. Like, it is bad. Like, and you can say against the 49ers, they kept them to 10 points. It was a snow game. They lost 2 running backs in that exact game. No receiver was playing really. Purdy was coming back from it. Like, there's so many issues there that I just don't give them credit for that one. But winners and losers, if you have any. Let's see, because Bar's not here today, so let's see if Coho can suck at this again. Again, I think it's going to be great because I think Sam Darnold, I think the Vikings are going to get that man paid so much money because of what they did. So I'm going to not go first, but I just talked. I'm going to give it to Nazario. Who's your winners and losers?
The loser of the week. I mean, I'd have to go with my fucking 49ers. Like, we had a break. We had a sliver of a chance to do something. And what do we end up doing? Just getting a fucking rainstorm that basically washed out a whole half of football on a Thursday game where everybody was on a short week. And then we had a fucking linebacker who refused to go into the game.
That's fucking crazy.
So funny.
Yeah.
Who's this fucking Greenlaw guy? I've been here all season long. Like, why do I have to be on the bench? Like,
Fuck yeah.
However, I did the math, and we could win out.
Oh god.
And if the Commanders lose out, we can take that 7th spot. It's not going to happen, but it could.
Coho's dog wants something on that counter so bad. Like, what is on that counter?
It is nuts. These two are playing right now, and it's annoying the shit out of me.
But what's on that counter above your dishwasher?
Above my dishwasher? Oh, that's literally just a box. It's a box that I have to send something back out with, and I don't know why.
Well, your dog fucking wants it.
I know.
Who's your winner, Nazario?
As for winners, I have to go with my boy Josh Allen, man. I think he cemented his win for MVP or the year. The guy has been playing lights out, even if his team doesn't want to help him at all. And he has been breaking things that like people do not expect to happen. Oh wait, I want to change my loser. It's fucking Goff. He threw 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. He lost the game.
Maybe Coho and you don't know how to do this. By the way, if you don't know, John Gruden got hired by Barstool, and he does the shred line after those slate of games. And to watching him rip people apart is much watch. You should go. We're going to go check it out. He literally was like, somebody goes, "You think Josh Allen just submitted himself? What a dumb call. What do you want to tell me the obvious? Yeah, who else would it be?" Like, he just rips them apart. The winners and losers came from the same game. My winner is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh.
My loser is the fucking Los Angeles Chargers that got completely just robbed and mugged on national television. Like, it was rough. They brutalized them. We watched the demise of the Chargers season together. J.K. Dobbins, we went live.
Yeah.
Dobbins was healthy for the first season in how many years? The hit stick decides to do one watch along this season. Motherfucker injures his knee again. And now that team has lost all its identity overnight. Baker is killing it with the team. Like, they were running away from it. I was this close to picking my loser as that receiver that tried to throw that ball back to Anthony Richardson for the Vikings. The
Oh,
amount of
funny.
edits,
It's so
the amount
funny.
of edits I've seen on that is like, gotcha, bitch, and just like running like it's.
How do you have that
It's
play?
the best clip. It is the best clip.
How do you have that play and Jonathan Taylor dropping the ball before the end zone in the same game?
Thank you. That was another one I wanted to bring up. When was the Deshaun Jackson drop at the goal line that everybody lost their shit on?
I want to say it's like 07 or 08.
Yeah.
How are we
Well-
still doing this?
I
It
don't.
happened twice in Sunday. It happened in the Bengals game and it happened to Jonathan Taylor. Why is anybody letting look down, make sure you're in the zone, and then drop it? What is the point?
This is why we need buzzers at the goal line so that the players can be buzzed so they know exactly when they should drop the ball.
That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. Robert, who's your winner and loser?
All right. I hate both of these, but I'll do it anyway. Actually, no, I like the loser. I hate the winner. The winner is Mike McCarthy. Because this week he learned that he doesn't have to deal with the shadow of potential Bill Belichick looming over him because Bill Belichick's in North Carolina trying to get his girlfriend admission to the college. I assume that's why he took the job. And he got to get a whole 400-page manifesto just agreed upon. Like, even the Unabomber couldn't get something like that, like, agreed upon at all by anybody, even any of his constituents. So Mike McCarthy got to keep his job. It's bad news for the I'm not going to say Cowboys fans are losers, but I mean, on some level, they kind of are because of this. My loser, and fuck this dude, because I can't tell, like, so many fantasy seasons. Like, you went into this Bengals Titans game and you were like, points galore. It's gonna be where you want to be at. Fire up Calvin Ridley. Let's fucking go. Fuck you, Will Levis. I am so we're talking Penix, you know.
He's so bad.
Kirk Cousins got benched, but Will Levis also managed to get himself benched. I don't know why it took 15 weeks for this to happen. I know he was hurt for 3 weeks, and they were like,
They
"Ooh,
should just keep him. It's guaranteed to get a draft pick. He is terrible.
Yeah.
Do these scouts not watch college football? I could have told you this guy was bad at Kentucky. He impressed people at the pro day because he was on his knees and he threw it like 60 yards. You know you can't throw from the NFL on your, like, you should move your knees for 60 and throw it 60 yards. It means nothing to me.
somebody
He
really
puts mayonnaise in his coffee. The dude's a scumbag.
and he's not going to have a job next year, most likely, because of this. Well, I mean, he might be a backup, but he's not going to have a starting job next year. So, Will Levis, congratulations for getting the Titans a top 5 pick. You did it, bud. Good job.
Nazario, share what I just shared.
It's gonna be a sad day when we
A
have
quarterback run game is set up. Mitchell's going to be a double pass, and that one is intercepted. It's Bonito.
Nick Bonito, he's the man.
Unbelievable. Quarterback run game is set up. Mitchell's going to be a double pass, and that one is intercepted. It's Bonito.
He might be a
That's amazing.
top for defensive player of the year.
It's just
By the way,
such a
speaking of sharing shit, give me a second, because I wanted to show what he said about the fucking buzzer. It reminded me of something that I watched the other day.
How could that not? Like, they literally, like, what could go wrong?
Yeah.
That can go. The announcers
Check
like,
this
they
data.
didn't
This is why we
take into
shouldn't have
account.
fucking buzzers at the.
They didn't take into account Nick Bonito.
This might look like a normal football, but it's actually the world's first auto celebration football. I designed it because I heard the new dynamic kickoff rule changes result in more touchdowns this season. And I knew with the power of engineering, I could take even the best touchdown tally to the next level. So today, I'm pitching my invention to Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, and Hayden Hurst, the Chargers tight end. Studies confirm with the new auto celebration football, the NFL can improve
Oh,
audio.
is this a 7-minute video?
Interesting. Here's how it works. The ball's equipped with an ultra-wideband sensor. And when it crosses the end zone, after a 1-second delay so the player
I
can...
apologize, everybody, for sharing it.
That releases the compressed gas and throws the ball into celebratory confetti.
What do you think, Hayden? The Grady's always been my go-to celebration, but this might just unlock a new level for me.
And the pitch was going great until Roger pointed out a potential minor flaw.
What about the touchdown pass?
Oh!
The funniest thing
Entertainment.
Hayden Hurst being.
That was YouTube Shorts by a Panama man. Like, what? Yeah, but
The loser this week is all of us, right? We're the losers this week.
correct. Because Nazar, I share a 30-second clip, and he's like, I'll top you. Let's do the celebration shit. Yeah, Will Levis, Greed. I will miss him because he's the easiest lip read in football. And who's your winner?
Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
What?
Can't take properly. Biggest dummy ever is like, of course, the Panthers have been trending enough. Yeah, they're still the Panthers. That's how that works. Should I let Coho go last, or should I let? I'm gonna let Mark go last. I'm gonna go Coho first. Let's see if Coho can get it done.
So my loser this week was the Colts. I mean, pretty easy pick. I don't know how you give Anthony Richardson. How much time are you supposed to give Anthony Richardson? Are you going to give him another season, another season and a half, another 5 games? I think he's awful. And then trick play was also wild.
I think we put that man in the top 10.
They took him top 5.
They took him number like what?
4.
They took him 4.
I mean, we.
No, they took him 3, didn't they?
At the
No,
beginning
we
of
didn't
the
have him in the top 10.
we have him in the top 10. At the
No,
beginning
They
of
took
the
him in the
season.
4. They took him in the 4.
No, we did that.
No, it's just he's been awful all year. It's a
Because
comical.
what? C.J. Stroud,
Sometimes
and
he
then
gets
Will
tired.
Anderson Jr., and then Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, they went back and got Will, and then it was
They went back to back.
yep. My
Terrible 4.
my winner this week, and it's also kind of a half loser for kind of like Robert did with his fan base. I think Aaron Rodgers is a winner this week. I think he and Devontae Adams played well enough to trick people in New York to be like, well, maybe we won't have to draft a quarterback. We have to pay him anyway. We'll let Rodgers go again. Maybe we'll be better next year. Maybe things will work this time. And it's like they're just going to come back and they're going to combust again, and Rodgers is going to dupe them all again. I think it's going to work the exact same way.
He's not the problem.
Rodgers is the winner for me this week because he played good. Devontae played good, and it's enough to at least probably trick whoever comes in as the new GM to give them another year. So,
Nah, he's going to the Vikings, man. He has to complete the Brett Favre cycle.
I'm not taking him. We're not. No,
You don't have a choice. It's in the prophecy.
no.
If O'Connell can make Sam Darnold look like that, imagine if Aaron Rodgers was throwing to Jefferson and Addison and Hawkinson.
Mark, it's not that I don't want the talent of Aaron Rodgers throwing. We would win a Super Bowl. The thing that I don't want is the destruction of the team that comes with it.
If I told you,
You wouldn't win the Super Bowl, man. You would go to the NFC Championship game and lose in heartbreaking fashion.
Yeah.
True. That's accurate. If the prophecies be fulfilled, Aaron Rodgers has to absolutely destroy his kneecap on live TV against the Saints in the championship round.
I don't think there's anybody with I think if you watch Jets football, Rodgers is not the issue. Rodgers has never been the issue for the Jets. They don't have a defense, and their offensive line is complete garbage, so they can't set up a run game. That's basically the issue. If I compared Rodgers' stat line to anything, everybody, and they would sign up for his stat line 100% if that was what your quarterback was able to give you. The issue is it's Aaron Rodgers. He comes with a personality that most people just drive him crazy. And again, he's the daddy of the two North people on this podcast that just like to cry like he hit me. Yeah, he did. He needed to beat your ass. That's what happened. So, but again, yeah, if I was a Jets fan, no offense, looking at the roster that's coming in, as somebody that just religiously watched college football, there is not one quarterback in that draft class that I would want to replace Aaron Rodgers next season. Not a shot.
Picking for sure.
No, absolutely not. And there are players, they're like, say the best in the game, Shador, if that's who you think it is, Shador Sanders. I'll just give you one, or Cam Ward. Those two. Shador's not going to the Jets. Dion will not let him go to the Jets. So that's not an option. And then Cam Ward, if Rodgers has 8 interceptions this season, that motherfucker is going to have 300. He may set the record. He throws against his body every time, and he's going to be pick-off central. So, again, Aaron Rodgers, if you want it, he will run. You need to build up your defense. You need to build what your defense was. I don't know what happened to your defense, but it died. Some point between last season and this season, something went wrong. And Devontae Adams, don't talk. Devontae Adams, for him to still even give a shit, is the player you want on any team whatsoever.
I'm saying he played great. He almost had 200 receiving yards this week. He played outstanding.
Yeah, I would like it if that worked out. It would have been nice.
Anybody else on those ones?
Can Aaron Rodgers play a whole year on ayahuasca? I think that would make everything entertaining.
I think so.
Okay. I think that we should just sign up for that. It's best.
Yeah. Well, wouldn't that be something?
It like every week. Like I don't know what the prop bets would be on that.
I mean, don't you just go to Netflix and watch him like get fucking fucked up swimming in a pool or whatever while skipping practice?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he does, but it's a little weird. Wait until you guys re-sign Sam Darnold, and he's going to be your quarterback in the future.
We are not resigning Sam Darnold.
How do you know?
If we're smart,
we're
smart. What we do is we slap him with a franchise tag and we trade his ass. Get a second-round pick out of him, and then you
know how much. Wait. You do know how the franchise tag works, right?
Yeah, you have to pay the league average for a quarterback.
And you know how much that is?
It's probably around 30 mil, which is fine.
I think it's 45, maybe. You think it's
for Sam Darnold? Nobody's fucking trading you for Sam Darnold if you're paying.
That's why no one franchise tags quarterbacks. It doesn't happen because you don't want to lock up $40 million for a backup. What you high?
The average franchise tag right now this season is 38 mil for a quarterback. So yeah.
Perfect.
Only 38.
So you want to take a $38 million bet?
Hey, look up how much Carson Wentz is making as a backup quarterback. What's his contract?
That's low.
He's got a sweet gig, right?
Carson,
he's probably going to
win. Signed a 1-year, $3.3 million contract.
No, it's not bad. He might be he could be the Nick Foles.
Yeah, you're not paying $38 million for a guy to hold the tablet. It's
you know how much the Niners paid Darnold for last season?
If we pay him money, it's got to be like 1 year, 15 mil.
No, I think he's your quarterback. I think you're going for.
The only way I keep Sam Darnold is if we win a Super Bowl, and even then, I'm not.
You don't even know who you have.
This is what's going to happen.
Okay, hold on. No. Hold on. If we can do this with Sam Darnold, we can do this with a rookie for no money.
Robert, ask me a question. Can you call me, Robert? Can you call me?
Yeah. Hands up.
Do you know where Sam Darnold went to school? Anybody want to know?
USC.
Yeah, he went to.
Do you know where? Oh, crap. Were they a passing school? Anybody want to know? Did they pass primarily at USC? They did. Yeah. Do you know who J.J. McCarthy played for?
Michigan.
Do you know what they like to do all the time?
Run the ball.
So at the end of the day, they're not the fucking same at all. Not even close.
Okay, this is
Last
what's
year,
gonna happen.
JJ McCarthy did not win the year they won the national championship. I don't think he completed a pass over 30 yards.
I'm just saying Kevin O'Connell can make anyone look.
You can't
This is what
develop
I'm
arm
saying.
strength.
Yeah, you can.
This is what I'm saying.
He
So
got
you're
a
gonna
pass
give
in the preseason. He can
you're
throw
gonna
for
give
a
$15 million to Sam Darnold to be the backup of JJ McCarthy. JJ McCarthy is gonna open 3 games and wreck his knee again, and you're gonna have to play Darnold again, and he's gonna suck toward the end of the season.
Does
and
it
then you're gonna
concern
trade
you?
McCarthy for a 4th-round pick to the Cowboys.
Does it concern you that he has had 2 meniscus surgeries since being drafted?
So the second one, the first one doesn't bother me. The second one doesn't bother me either because the second one was just going in and cleaning up the first one.
The way that was going, I thought one was going to bother him.
No, I was thinking that out loud in real time.
Mark, who's your winner and loser?
Yeah, we'll just clean this up. I'm gonna say, I don't know if somebody's brought him up before, but I don't care. I want to take a victory lap on this. The winner is the Rams. They are in prime position to win the division. I've been saying it for weeks that they're going to win the division, and you know what's exactly what they're going to do? Going to make in the playoffs, and they can honestly play with anybody once they get there. They can beat any team, maybe not the Eagles, but pretty much any team in the NFC. So yeah, they
imagine if they threw the ball to Cup.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm just glad I was in the fantasy league I have them in. I was on a bye, so didn't bother me.
I got 45 points from Devontae.
It should be on a bye, but a division winner got a bye over me, so fuck that. Worlds Collide can suck a dick for that. Thank you, Andrew Barr, just getting to coast to the next round. Lucky I won, but I'm going to lose bad this week because I play Antonio. And I lost David Montgomery. In 2 leagues, in 2 of the leagues that I'm in the playoffs, so it's in 2 of the big stats. So great, Najee Harris. Hope he run really well against Baltimore.
We'll see.
Who is your loser?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say the Dolphins. Because it's just over. Like this iteration of the Dolphins, like it's over. Like I think we've seen what we needed to see. I don't know what the plan is to move on from Tua, but they should start thinking about it. I mean, he's never going to win a meaningful game. Like we've seen enough. He's never going to show up in a meaningful game. He's not that guy. All this prime talent on this offense is just wasted.
Ugh.
And Mike McDaniel should 100% be a victim of Black Monday. Like he should not be the head coach anymore. He should be gone.
Yeah. That was going to be my next question. Does he get fired after the end of the season?
Because he absolutely
probably should.
He should be.
You don't think he
this
should?
roster's too talented for them to just fuck around all year.
Yeah, I don't know. But I think
the
You know when
organization.
I knew it was the end of the Dolphins?
What? Sorry.
You know when I knew it was the end of the Dolphins? When they fired Brian Flores because he was too mean and he said mean things, and then they hired Mike McDaniel, the hipster guy, to come in. I mean, he's a player coach, and Tua, you're the greatest, you're the best, you're doing this, you're doing that. And you know what I knew when they were really down? Is when Tyreek Hill got traded there, and he said the most accurate quarterback he's ever played with is Tua. You're a moron. You've done too many, you've had too many hits to the head. There is no reason why this offense, Achane, Mostert, Waddle, Smith,
Johnny Smith, the dead.
They're not the most elite team ever. The moment they go to a place that has a little cold, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Houston tried to say, Miami, win. You can have it. We just don't want to play football anymore. And then they're like, I guess he didn't look at the tablet. He was like, I'll throw it to this corner. He's got 2. He's really good. Yeah, idiot. I know you've gotten brain damage multiple times, but what are we doing? Like, you deserve everything you got. They're one of the grossest fan bases ever. I feel bad for them. That team should be great. They just have it makes no sense. It should be a free agent destination. Who would not want to go play in Miami, Florida? Like, what are we talking about? Tua is just not your guy. Everybody should be fired. Like, it should be a clean house. Anybody that has talent, get rid of them. You think you can trade Hill? Trade Hill. You need to clean it down because you're never going to get it right. Or Tyreek Hill needs to get rested going to the stadium each week, and then he can have a really good game. Either than that, I don't know if possible. But they're a frustrating team just to watch play football. Because they're one of the fastest cars. Like, they could do so many, but they move so slow on things. It's just weird. I've not seen Tyreek Hill run a streak like this season. Like an air out, just try. Like, it's this quick hit, in out, like, and then he does this a lot, and then he spins, and he hits the ground and 5-yard gain. What are we doing?
It's like watching a lame.
Waddle and him should run slants every game, and see who beats the other. They're the fastest. What are you doing? But they're like, watch me. Dude, you're 5'7". You're 5'7", you're short, and you're little. They're just standing and staring at you. I don't know what you're doing. Like, it doesn't work. Crazy.
Who do we think is getting fired? The coaches.
Dable.
We think Dable's done.
Dable's gone.
Pierce.
He's pretty
Peterson's gone.
Doug Peterson, yeah.
Peterson's gone. Doug Peterson's gone.
Antonio Pierce, I think, has to be fired.
He has to.
Yeah, Pierce is gone.
Should he? I mean,
Mayo's gone.
He doesn't have a fucking
Mayo's
quarterback.
gone.
Oh, you think Mayo's gone?
I don't
Mayo
think
is
Mayo's
gone.
I don't think they're going to fire
I don't
Greg
think Mayo's gone.
Did you see what happened to the press box? Did you see what happened with the Crafts in the press box this year?
No.
What the fuck is this play calling? They literally said it mouthing on it. This is terrible play call. They are going to go throw money, I'm telling you right now, at Ben Johnson.
They should. A lot of people should.
I mean, but the team has like no talent. Like he was never going to have more than like 4 wins this entire season.
Right. But they have a top pick. They have the most cap space available to spend. They're going to rebuild, and Ben Johnson. That's what they're going to present to Ben. They're going to be they know because they're like, holy shit, we have a young quarterback. Mayo's a defensive guy that has no fucking clue how to prep and get him ready. So what are we going to do? This is what we're going to do, and they're going to throw stupid money at Ben Johnson.
Tennessee's got to fire their guy. One and done that guy. He's trash.
I don't know. He's a similar. Like, I don't believe. Now tell me. I don't believe Mayo should go. I don't believe Tennessee. It's how the NFL works. They just feel like if you don't have something, you can't show something. There's no growth. It's just done. If I'm in this position and I'm Mayo, I can't do anything. But if I'm Kraft, I'm like, good, lose it. Lose another one. Because I'm gonna go get Travis Hunter. I wouldn't get Travis Hunter personally. I would not fucking touch Travis Hunter with a 10-foot pole. Wouldn't be my thing. I would get the receiver from Arizona. He's my number one. He's the gold. He will be. He is Justin Jefferson. He is Chet. He is Jamar Chase. He is your next coming. He is the greatest receiver. He is a psychopath. He is great. If you haven't watched this highlight, please go watch it. But they're sitting there just frustrated. I'm like, what the fuck do you expect from this team? The team has nothing. I think you're also going to see, if you're a free agent, running back going to free agency, you're about to get fucking paid a lot if you're good. I think you're about to get the bags thrown at you again. Because I can just see it. Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. They just have it's on. But I think there's a lot of I just don't know how many coaches. The problem with the coaching carousel, I just don't know if there's enough out there that's worth.
I mean, Vrabel.
Vrabel.
But I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful. But why does Vrabel get held in such a high esteem?
Great. Because he got to the championship.
Is he? He had Derrick Henry for his entire thing, and they fed him 25 times. Didn't develop a quarterback while he was there. No receiver was amazing there. Their defense was fine. Like
they had A.J.
they
Brown.
never won anything beyond the point.
I was about to say AJ Brown.
What?
Like,
They had A.J.
I
Brown.
mean, they didn't develop A.J. Brown. Let's be real. And the moment that they was good, they traded him.
Yeah. I mean, that was
which Vrabel was not in on that conversation. No,
that he was.
No, I'm just saying. Again,
I think both Detroit guys will probably be up for jobs.
Yeah.
As like people like Aaron Glenn too.
I'm going to be very, very scared. I'm going to be clenching the arms of
Brian
my
Flores.
chair all season to see if Brian Flores goes.
He won't get a job.
I don't want to lose him. I love
he
Brian.
won't go.
I got one more name throw real quick because I'm kind of curious if he goes, because he's been historically good, but they are really bad. They've had a historic collapse this season. Is Zach Taylor? Is Zach Taylor?
That's what I meant. Yeah, I think he's.
I think they're going to fire whoever the defensive coordinator is and start over on that side, and that's his scapegoat out.
He better hope he's got Joey B's and Jamar's like approval. So like he's not like from the 2 episodes I've watched of Hard Knocks, he is not covering himself in glory. I think he is the worst of the 4 coaches by leaps and bounds.
Well, Zach Taylor's never been anything that amazing. He's just had Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow has saved his ass so many times.
So that's what,
I
like
mean,
7, 8 jobs then up for grabs, probably.
I wouldn't say Zach Taylor's a bad head coach.
It's not bad, but he's not.
I'm just saying is name
He
another
doesn't
coach.
add anything. Like that's the
Name
I think
another
that's the
coach.
problem.
Name another coach. Like let's look. Name another coach that he could have done anything better with. Like who does better in this situation? Like for example, lost to where man. They just got blown. They've lost close games all year long because their defense is ass, and they have a terrible offensive line. I just don't think that's the weird thing about the NFL. I just don't know where the coach comes in, where they like fix us up. No, like you can't.
You can scheme.
Yeah,
you can
but
scheme around bad players.
to
Like,
your
Okay, answer the question. What coach goes into Cincinnati and does a better job?
Mike Vrabel.
Andy, wait,
Mike
you mean
Vrabel
an
literally-
available coach,
Oh,
Cody? Right?
He can scheme around that defense and make them look a little bit better. The guy
did you
made,
see him in Tennessee?
I made Eli Apple look elite for 2 seasons. Mike Vrabel made Eli Apple look good.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He tricked Eli Apple into being good enough to go to Cincinnati in a trade.
Cody, do you
I
mean
think you're right.
do you mean of available coaches or do you mean of any coach?
My thing is, I think it's personnel. I think they had an Apple. They had what they thought was really good, and then it either off-season work, didn't put in the effort, didn't have it. It wilted faster than they thought. But like, this team? Clearly the offense is Zach Taylor an offensive mind or a defensive mind?
It's supposed to be the offensive guy.
Clearly he's done that. The team is a great offensive team. No issues. I have 0 problems with their offense. Their defense sucks dick. And I don't think my thing is without signing people, I don't think you get anybody there defense to be able to stop the bleeding. That's my problem.
I mean, but also like it feels like we've been saying the same thing about Cincinnati for like the past 3 years.
Yeah, it's not just
and it hasn't been fixed. And it's just like at some point though, I know we're playing. I know we're kind of playing well here, but at some point, like something that has to be switched up. And at a point, that is the head coach. And also, like when you're losing close games, you got to think like it's also because the head coach is doing something wrong. Like he's just being out.
Well, okay, here it is. Lost to the Patriots. Unacceptable. We can all admit that.
I mean, that was brutal.
But that was also Jamar Chase needed a contract. T. Higgins wasn't agreeing to play. They had no weapons. was it what it is. Greed, shouldn't have lost. Pass interference call against the Chiefs at the end of the game, was winning that game the entire time, lost to the Chiefs. Lost by 5 points to the Commanders, where they did not turn over the ball one time, but the defense didn't get one stop. Don't know where Zach Taylor comes in, does anything different. Beat the Panthers by 10. Lost by 3 points to the Ravens on Sunday Night Football in OT. Beat the Giants by 10. Beat the Browns by 7. Got punt kicked by the Eagles. Fine. 41 points on the Raiders' head. Lost by 1 point against to the Ravens. Lost 34-27 to the Chargers because of 2 missed field goals by McPherson. Nothing to do with the head coach. You flip any of these games at this point, this team is over. Steelers 44-38. Bengals, they just won that. They won 2 in a row at this point. I just don't think I don't know. I don't think there's a coach out there that I replace Zach Taylor with that I'm just like, that switches it. No, that defense is still ass. If you're not adding players, you're not doing anything. Maybe fire the defensive coordinator. That's the fine. But I don't think a head coach changes anything in that game. They are a coin flip. They're the team. If you coin flip, the Chiefs are what 2-12 or 2-10 or whatever. If you flip their games in the opposite way, and the Bengals are the 1 seed. They're competing against everybody on every step of the way. They just can't stop. They're a wet paper bag against their defense. And they have a terrible kicker, which seems like Justin Tucker's problem, seems like Jake Elliott's problem. I don't know what's changed with the footballs, but something clearly has stopped where the great players in football, of kickers, can't kick a ball anymore. And the good players, like, I don't know, something's changing. But I guess
about my team, I know when we go to the playoffs, we'll have the best kicker.
You are money.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I don't know how many free agent defensive players are out there that are going to be like a game changer that they could even go because they're going to lose T. Higgins in the offseason. So it is what it is, which they should.
Yeah, I got
because the NFL draft is the little cheat code to all these receiver problems. Like if you have a diva and like want to just wait for the draft, you'll find one. I guarantee.
I gotta look up defensive. Here we go. Right off the bat, Hufanga. You know, he's a free agent. It's great for Nazario. Greenlaw, he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Buda Baker
That's
was going to
true.
be, but he just got signed.
I think we might get Greenlaw back because he hasn't played shit at all, so nobody's gonna really throw money at him. So I like that.
No, they will. I would throw a lot of money at Greenlaw.
Nick Bolton, he's pretty good. Hassan Reddick, gross.
Who's had a worse season? That cornerback that begged for a trade to Tennessee Titans, and they're not on the Kansas City Chiefs anymore. Can you imagine the bigger flip? Like,
Darius Sneed has got to be hating his life.
I mean, he got $72 million
The other day, you know what was very funny the other day when Kadarius Toney got cut from the Browns.
Oh, I love Kadarius Toney. He gifted us a win. It was wonderful. What a great guy.
Couldn't have happened to a better player.
Yeah.
All right, you guys want to talk about this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's it.
Yeah. Much easier.
Scully died
All
or
right.
something? Is he ever coming back?
No, he.
Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is he? Do you just give up on life?
I guess he gave up. I'm not sure. He's not sitting in the back, right?
Nope.
It'd be funny if he'd been here for like half an hour.
That would be funny.
So my strategy of picking against to raise points against
You made up
Bobby
2.
Kastner. Huh?
You made up 2 points.
Yeah, I've had 2 points. So I do have the most wins on the season.
You do.
Woot woot. But here we are. We're back again. First game. Let's look. What's a terrible game on the slate?
There's a lot of bad games.
There's a lot of bad games on the slate.
Yeah, this week is trash.
Yeah.
Fantasy football is going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting this week in the NFL.
Yes. So we're just going to go to the 3-11 Jacksonville Jaguars going to the 2-12 fucking Raiders. I like to sports bet on a lot of games. I've been telling myself the past week I don't have to bet on everything, and I've been deleting bad games. This is one of them. I will not watch an ounce of this unless Red Zone shows me something. I have Jacksonville for 5 points.
Same.
I just think they can win it. I don't think I think the Raiders are smart. I don't. They're a bad team. They are so bad. Brock Bowers, he
Yeah.
is learning a lot.
Should be winning it this year.
Oh, I want this also said. Bo Nix is bad. I've kind of went back. He's bad. He is on a good team and a good defense, but he is bad. He was playing like dog shit. He's played dog shit a lot this season. He is just being glazed over because he's 9-5. He's a bad quarterback. He's bad. If CJ Stroud is having a come to Jesus meeting this year, his next year is going to be, it's probably going to hurt. It's probably going to hurt real bad because he's in the hardest division. But the Browns game, he looked shit. He played shitty. Like, if he didn't air it out and get those catches, they would have lost that game if Jameis didn't Jameis. But
2 pick sixes.
he's
And
bad. And Caleb Williams. Oh, buddy.
Oh. Did you see the thing?
They should bench him. That's so bad.
I don't remember if we shared it here or where I found it.
What
but
was he doing on that bench?
I don't
It's
know.
like I saw
I
it
don't know how hard we hit him,
this,
or if he's
this
just
might be
been
the most
moving.
crude thing I've ever said on the show, but the tweet that I saw is like when you promised your girl you'd give her the best 6 seconds of your life, and he's just like, just like dying on the sideline.
Or they showed the one where it's like Caleb Williams plays like a kid who's just mashing buttons on Madden. They showed the one where he's like he hurdles for no reason. There's like nobody within 3 yards of him.
Yes, they showed this on TV this morning too, where they like slowed it down.
That strip sack.
Jumps.
That strip sack. Like, I've always felt like the one hit I've always wanted to make, but I played middle, so I could never do this hit. Is that blind side just from behind, just clobber? And when I saw that, I was like, oh God, he has no pocket awareness at all. They stacked sticks at the line, and he held in the pocket like he was getting 3 rushed. I was like, there's a guy, holy shit, there's the ball, fuck. And then your fucking defender should have had an easy pick 6, but he was so drunk, just ran into a defender. But yeah, Caleb Williams bad. I have them for 5. What does everybody else have? We'll start with Robert. Jacksonville Raiders.
Every time I watch Jacksonville, I get sad because I look at how cool Brian Thomas is, and I was like, I would love it if he were in black and gold, but we wanted to build an offensive line, and and then this game, the guy I really wanted at the trade deadline, Jacoby Myers, who's just wasting away, dying on the vine. That is the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah,
He's got a good team too. He's good. Like he's good. I don't care.
Yeah,
I did see him try to do that pass and just like die.
Yeah. The Raiders don't want to win. We know this. They want the 1 pick. They want the number 1 pick. So Jacksonville for 4.
Mark.
We should be picking them higher because the Raiders, like, there's nothing about the Raiders that gives any of us confidence. But I guess we're just going to stay below like 5-6 points or whatever, because I'll take the Jaguars for 4. But we should have more confidence in them because, at least Mac Jones showed us something last week. I mean, we all got
Mark.
we all got punished on Monday night just watching the Raiders lose a game that the Falcons tried to hand to them.
Really did.
Also, I almost picked my winner of the week was Mike Tomlin, because when that interviewer asked him the question, so how do you spark this from not like being a thing? It's 1 loss. Calm down.
It's the best.
He is. I mean, Coho still thinks Kevin O'Connell is top 5 head coach, but Mike Tomlin is
No,
like,
top 5 coach, but Mike Tomlin.
He's not even close, but that's fair. He's a great quarterback coach. I would say he's top like top 3 at quarterback coach. I don't know if he's the best like head coach. Nazario.
5
you say
points
5?
on the Jags.
And Coho.
I'm going to take the Jags for 2.
Jags for 2. You're a Jag. Okay.
That's
What
what my
happened to your love for that team?
I want the Jaguars to be good. I love the team.
But Jacksonville doesn't want to be good. I get you.
They don't want to be good.
This game is going to suck, but now got way more interesting.
Mm.
The New York Giants with Tim Boyle.
Who knows?
Oh, he in the NFL. Have no clue. He's playing the Atlanta Falcons without Michael Penix. So 5 touchdown game for Penix in the first game. I wish I could pick him up in a league and start him. I'm going to start with Nazario, then go Robert, Nazario, Mark, and then Coho, and I'll be back because I'm going to go let my dog out. But what's your points?
I think the Giants are just like mocking people right now. Like they are making like the worst possible decisions and just trying everything they can. I honestly think like they are maybe forced able to quit, but the Falcons are not doing much better. They on their own side, they look like they don't want to win at all, and they might just make to the playoffs by sheer fucking ineptitude of the rest of the NFC. So I want to go with the rookie because he still doesn't know that his team sucks, and he probably will try to do something impressive. And the Giants will not do shit to stop him. So 8 points on the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons are gross. The idea of caring about them and rooting for them to do anything, I felt gross last night having to watch them eke out a win for me in fantasy. It was disgusting. But the Raiders made them look not quite as bad. I imagine the Giants would do a similar thing. As a big Malik Neighbors proponent, I just want him to have a good quarterback. I would like him to have someone who could get him the ball consistently. He hasn't been right since he got the concussion, I think, but he showed flashes this last week when I thought it was all going to go to shit. The Giants don't want to win either, and the Falcons do. So Falcons for 8 as well.
Okay.
What's next?
We're going around.
Yeah, like whatever. I mean, Penix starting, whatever. Dayball is gonna dayball this shit. I gotta start Tyrone Tracy in a bunch of fantasy leagues this week, and he's probably gonna give stupid Singletary touches, even though he sucks. So good on us for that. Yeah, I mean, Penix can probably hand this ball off 40 times, and they'll still comfortably win this game. So yeah, I'll take the Falcons for 9.
I'll take Falcons for 9 as Michael Penix plays the manager of Joe's Pizza on 37th. So it's going to be great.
Good shit.
Wish
Nobody's not back. So what do you guys want to pick next?
Surprise, motherfucker. I'm here. I have the Falcons for 7. It didn't change anything with Penix. I just think it does not matter. I think Penix helps them, honestly. I think Penix is more mobile. I think he's been rested. I think Kirk might be injured. I think something's wrong with him. I don't know what it is being. There's no reason for him to decline this fast, this late. Something hits, whatever it could be. But
the Vikings might take him back.
No, we will not.
You don't know that.
Not for that price tag.
You don't speak for the franchise. Stop. No. I'm a Red Sox fan. I'm closer to them than you are to the Minnesota Vikings. And I don't speak for my franchise, so you can't speak to yours. Okay? Thank you. You gonna say something smart?
No, I said we don't want him.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
You like this? You like this? You like this? If you're going to pay $38 million for Sam Darnold to be your backup, you could pay $40 million for Kirk Cousins to be your backup.
I don't want to pay a 38.
Checker's chess. You just got lawyered, bitch. Okay. Next game on the slate. God damn, these games suck. Two teams that I think it's just a formality. Packers at Saints. Does anybody have the Saints winning? Okay. Then we're
I'd
good.
be really happy if they did.
Why? They don't even affect you, right? Don't they have 4 losses?
I live to watch the Packers suffer.
So you haven't been able to do that for a long time.
I love when they lose. I relish it.
They've only lost to 12.
We literally would have clinched with the Packers winning like we did, and I was cheering for the Seahawks.
I mean, yeah, sure. I pray for engine failure for the Yankees, so I get it all that.
Cody Bellinger.
That makes me a bad guy. I don't care. I have the Saints for no. I'm just kidding. I have the Packers for 12 points. I'm trying to catch up, baby.
For 16, let's go.
I have the Packers for 12. I think their defense is scary. I think their defense is really good. If they get healthy and get everything back, I think they have a really good shot to shut people down. Jordan Love, man, Christian Watson, man, that guy can just beat everybody down the field. Like it does not matter.
It's a wonder that they don't throw to him more.
I don't get it. I watched him play good since college, and he was NDSU. I saw him at NDSU, but literally, like, I don't get
NDSU. You're disgusting.
I don't get how he can like be completely gone in some weeks and then come up like he did in Seattle and make some of the most insane catches I've ever seen.
That turnaround just turning down was like that dude just paid for his career for the rest of his life.
Incredible catch.
But we know in the playoffs, Romeo Doubs is going to have like 11 catches for
correct
yards.
I don't even know if he knows Jalen Reed is still on that like team.
Oh my god, he just like everybody's like Jaden Reed. That's who you want. Like I don't think you know who anybody wants. Although we know it's Watson or Dobbs now. It's definitely not.
Did anybody have Green Bay for less than 10 points?
No.
Nazario, point value.
50.
Robert.
50.
She's very drippy.
Mark.
11.
Oh, you did good. Coho.
15.
Nice. Next game that we can talk about. Buccaneers at Cowboys. We'll start with Coho.
Give me the Bucks for 14.
Mark.
Yeah, it's gotta take a second. These fucking Cowboys, man. The one goddamn week I don't need them to show up, and they fucking show. They're like, you know what? They can't just let the Panthers beat them just one fucking time. You know, just give me this one thing. Like I'm probably gonna finish last in these picks. They couldn't give me 1-16-0 week. Like, what the fuck
We
is
are
that?
tied. We're tied, by the way.
I mean, I know me. I know where this goes. I'll be last again next week. It'll correct itself. Yeah, give me the fucking Buccaneers for 14. Also, Mike Evans needs 251 more yards.
251.
Let's get 200 of those.
We already said, didn't we say at the beginning of the season, the 1,000 yards is not that impressive anymore?
I think only like 20 receivers are going to do it. So, you know, if you do it, you're a number one wide receiver. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
And he also missed 3 to 4 games.
I mean, he just has to average 58 yards a game to hit the right. That's not that impressive.
Whatever. You get out. What do you?
I know. Go Aggies.
Are you a Hall of Fame voter or something? You're trying to
Boys
discount Mike Evans? Like what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm just saying I don't think it's that impressive of a stat. I think like 85 receptions or like 90. That may be more impressive. But I don't think anybody's ever done. Okay. Robert, did I already go to you?
No. Fireworks, baby. Like Rico Dowdle and fucking CeeDee Lamb and Jalen McMillan and the running backs, the Tampa running backs. This is just a game nobody wants to watch because it's on Sunday. Like, why? They should have flexed some other game. Bullshit.
Yeah, like why? What game could be flexed? Is there a better one?
I think you could do Philly and Washington if you wanted to. I mean, they're already going to flex Washington and Atlanta in week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Philly and Washington should be nice. Or Seattle, Minnesota should be too.
I mean, the last time the Lions and the Bears played, a coach got fired, so stuff could happen in that one too.
That's fair. Mark is absolutely true. I'm going to pick the Bucks for 10.
Okay, Nazario.
What the fuck are the Cowboys doing? Like,
they're still trying to figure that out.
They were shit, and then they lost Prescott, and they were like, "Okay, season's over. We're not doing shit. You know what? Let's start winning." What?
Seems logical.
Buccaneers for 13. I mean, there's gonna be a fight. Like, I'm pretty sure some fucking how the Cowboys are gonna make this a mess, but the Bucs have more to gain, and they probably will make the extra effort. So,
I have them for 13 as well.
I had to jazz up this game, by the way, because I have 3 dudes playing against Cody in the semifinals in this game.
Which one? Which league?
In Ruse League.
Son of a bitch.
I am out in every single fantasy league except one with my friends, where if I win it, I'll get only like $100 because they're cheap.
Yeah, I'm not. The league that I want to win more than anything is Ruse, and I'm going to lose to Robert this week. So that's fine.
You destroyed me the last time.
Yeah, I lost Montgomery.
Yeah.
Next game on the slate, Arizona at Panthers. Yeah, exactly. I have Arizona for 8 points. I don't love it, but again, Cardinals are a better team than I think Cardinals have a better defense and they're a better team than the Cowboys. They just lost to them. I think they're going to win. Just my viewpoint. I think there's just more talent. I don't know if it's accurate. This could be the game where I was a game early on the Panthers and the Panthers beat the Cardinals, but that's where I'm going to go. And I have to take some stabs higher points than I normally would. Coho.
I'll take the Cardinals for 4. Or no, sorry, 5.
Nazario.
The Cardinals are 1 game behind the lead on the NFC West. So I will make them win this week because I want to be there on week 18 where the 49ers just snap the hope out of them and eliminate them from the playoffs because they think they have a shot. So fuck the Cardinals, but they're winning for 11 against the Panthers.
Mark.
Yeah, the Panthers may become my enemy if they decide to win this week. They pick this week to win.
In the Falcons of last year where we don't speak their names?
Could be. They'd had a shot. Pick the Cardinals for 6. I don't know. This is a stupid game.
Robert.
If the Cardinals were not in contention, I would definitely pick the Panthers. I would be more than happy to do it. But since they're still sniffing it, I'm going to take them for 6. But if there's one thing that's going to ruin my week against Cody, it will be fucking Kyler Murray, like he ruined my last one.
Give my boy Trey McBride a touchdown. Can we do that, Cardinals? Let's do that.
Robert's fault.
Yeah,
Robert's fault.
It's fine.
He's when we were talking like Tyler Berg, he's that guy. He's the best, one of the best tight end. Blah blah. No touchdowns. Guys,
he is the best. Like he's tight end to no touchdowns. He's the best tight end. Like we shouldn't.
No, great. I think he's amazing. Any team would be lucky to have him as their tight end. It's just crazy that he doesn't have 0 touchdowns. Like,
and they let Zach Ertz go, and Zach Ertz went to Washington and became a viable tight end again.
Yeah. He just doesn't know how to hit tight ends over the middle because he can't see. Anyways,
no.
Okay.
Shut up.
I don't accept it.
I don't accept. Don't tell me what to do.
No.
Don't. I'm gonna have a worse show because you just said that. Thanks.
Right in the tank.
Titans going to the Colts. Robert.
You know, Anthony Richardson outperformed Kyler Murray last week. It's a real thing because he got the rushing touchdown, and that's what he does. So that's why he's viable. Though I almost lost a fantasy week because I didn't play Cooper Rush over him. Fantasy is fucking weird. I don't get it.
It's so weird. Why do we do it?
Yeah, why do we do it? I love Mason Rudolph. I wish him all the luck to make the Titans viable. But I'm going to pick the Colts for 11 because I assume they will bounce back after being shit on all week for being stupid.
I'm projected to beat you by 4 points. That's disgusting. Okay. Mark.
Yeah. Who's gonna watch this? Like, I mean, like what? Like there's no good fantasy option. It's like if you're playing Michael Pittman in your fantasy team, you're fucking out. Like you're not playing for any real playoff spot. It's stupid. Give me the Colts for 3.
Nazario.
What even is this game? Like, what are we doing? Like fucking Colts, I guess. 10 points.
Like 10.
Yeah.
The amount, by the way, the amount of me and we have like different offensive weapons that need to play. Like if it's a Connor game against Carolina and Kyler does nothing, that benefits me. If Achane does more than June Smith, crazy. Okay. I hate fucking playoffs. Coho.
Colts 1.
This is why I do bad and I never am in these situations, so I don't have any like stake in the game. This is the first year in a while I've had a stake. I have Colts for 4. How much you say to Robert?
11.
11? What the hell?
Let's hope.
I'm zagging and stuff.
Dude, that'd be nice if you coughed up points like that. That'd be great. Yeah. Let's go Browns at Bengals. I have Bengals for 6 points. They're on a win at this point. I think they're benching. Who's starting for Cleveland?
DTR.
Yeah, so it's fucking over. It's done. There's not a fucking. I understand the defense is terrible. This could be the way. I just think the defense have given up on Cleveland's side. They just have no hope anymore. So, but it's a divisional game, so they would feel nothing but pride just to beat the fuck out of the Bengals. I just think the Bengals have more firepower. Jamar Chase did not find the end zone last week. I think he finds it this week. So I've had them for how many did I say?
6.
6 points. Coho.
I also have Bengals for 6, so that's why I remembered your question.
Definitely.
Mustaches think alike. Nazario.
Bengals for 7. Poor Joe Burrow, though.
Poor buddy. Mark.
Yeah, Kevin Stefanski is now a villain in the NFL. He had to take away Jameis Winston from us. Like, what the fuck did he do to you, huh? Like, what are we doing
He
here?
stopped eating W's.
I mean, sure, like he's throwing pick sixes everywhere, but fucking Cleveland, the Browns aren't fucking going anywhere this season. It's fucking over. Got to find out what we have in Dorian Thompson-Robinson. He fucking sucks. He found that out last year. Like, I don't know what we're doing here. Just pisses me off. Yeah, like, Bengals don't need a fucking defense to stop DTR. You know, he's going to do that all himself. Yeah, give me the Bengals for 12.
Who converts Cup to fucking kill me? Okay. Okay. Next game.
I didn't give a pick.
Oh, Robert. Sorry. I'm focused on your fantasy team more than you. Go ahead.
That's fine. It's more compelling, I'll tell you. I think Myles Garrett got hurt badly in this last game. And
what happened to his face?
But like if he doesn't play, then we might as well pack up shop. I'm picking the Bengals for 9.
I would never seen a offensive miles. I'm fucking doing shit to that dude. He just started like convulsing, like holding his face. I'm like, oh, I didn't do it. I promise.
You mean like when Jalen Carter hit the shit out of Connor Hayward?
And then told his team, "Come on back. Come on. It's my bad. My bad. Come on back. Come on back."
Because we didn't get the ball back like we should have. It's fucking stupid.
Oh, also, I've never seen a fight happen in the NFL where they all get into a scrum, they all punch and throw things, and the flags go on the one team and not offsetting penalties. Crazy call. And Mike Tomlin, get the fuck out of my face. Like, it was so funny.
I was trying to tell Aaron that I was like, I'm sorry about your team and all the injuries because he's a Lions fan, but it's going to be hard for you to go into Philly and win because of Philly and because you're probably not going to get calls. And I was told that Philly doesn't usually get calls. And then I was like, I don't know about that, but I saw 4 egregious calls in the game on Sunday. So
I was like, oh man, they are trying to get Philly the 1 seed. They want us to go through the link. That is crazy.
Well,
there's some egregious plays.
That ref staff apparently has like a 75% win rate for home teams, which is insane.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
here's the question: if Minnesota wins out and Philly wins out, who has the tiebreaker?
We do.
Why?
Wait, who? What are your losses?
Every playoff machine thing I've run it through, Minnesota gets the 1.
Why do you have the 1 though? What's the tiebreaker?
I think we have more conference wins than Philly does.
Who is your other loss? Who are your losses to go? Rams.
It's the Rams and the Lions, but then we.
Okay.
Here,
Wait.
I'll look. I'll look and see.
Then
why
it goes to what? Strength of schedule?
Maybe.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be division record?
You know.
I thought it was either division record or like conference record.
You do know for real, Coho, that you're not gonna be a number 1 seed, right?
Cool.
I mean, you know it. I mean, I don't mean to break your heart or anything. I just like it feels like you're getting some hope.
I love Nazari. He just like, you know what? You fucking suck. You know that, right?
Well, he did that to me when I was like, we were trying to get contenders, and he's like,
I know it sucks, but you like fucking suck, man. Like, you suck. So let's go Vikings, Eagles. Hold on, I'm doing this real quick. Oh, this is saved from last. This is saved from our weird like time. Yeah, I don't think I need to know what the tiebreakers are.
What the fuck is a conference?
Yeah, what are you talking about? They lost the Falcons. What's he talking about?
Who's talking about?
Barr. He's like, we don't have a conference loss.
And then he said, "My bad."
Yeah.
Yeah, like what?
But Philly hasn't lost a division game.
We would
every
time I
lost the Falcons and the Bucks. So there's
Coho.
The Cowboys, the Commanders, and the fucking Giants. What are you hoping to fucking do, man?
Coho, I don't care about the playoff machine.
I'm just saying.
I want to know what the tiebreakers are.
I know. That's what I'm figuring.
No, you don't know. That's the opposite of what you know. You don't know nothing.
Okay. The second one is best win-loss in division. So Philly would have the tiebreak because they.
Okay, so first one is head-to-head. Then best was one loss tied percentage in division, one loss tied percentage in common games, then conference, then strength of victory, then strength of schedule, then best combined ranking among conference teams in points scored and points allowed. Then best ranking among all teams in points scored and points allowed.
Because if both teams win out, Philly has the edge because they didn't lose in their division. Vikings did lose.
Number
that's all I
12
need.
tiebreaker is a coin toss.
So if they tie, there's no way that the Vikings, it can't go to the bank. So that's fair.
Has there ever been a tiebreaker that goes all the way down to a coin toss?
So your playoff machines are fucking wrong.
It's not though. Like every single playoff metric, every single thing that lets you pick the games. If you pick,
did you hear what the tiebreakers are? Did you hear what the tiebreakers are?
I hear you. I'm saying when I bring up every single machine.
How much money you want to put in it, Coho?
Here, I'm gonna find it.
I would love that. I would bet that too. I think.
I have $50
I'm
that
just
you're not
telling
number
you what I
one.
see every time it goes through. It comes through. Minnesota has the one, and that's what
50 bucks
everyone's
says you
talking
won.
about all week is Minnesota has the one if they went out.
Imagine that. You can have some money by the end of the year. Come on. 50
Coho,
bucks.
in the
Sorry, I'm
playoff,
literally not listening to you.
Coho, in the playoff machine, does it have Philly and Minnesota with the same record?
Yes.
Is that 14-3, not 15-2 though?
No, they're both 15-2.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know why we're trying to figure this out. Like, it's just
Mark, shut your mouth.
we figured out it's wrong though. Like we Benoit Blanc this case, and we figured out that it's wrong. And
The
like,
hole?
yes, found the donut hole. So we can move on.
Yeah, on ESPN it does say Minnesota would have the one if they all won it, which I think
makes
is
no
just
sense.
incorrect.
Like what is?
Which makes no sense because that's not how the tiebreaker works.
It's
So
wrong though.
ESPN's playoff.
well, let's be real. I think the chances of Philly winning out and Minnesota winning out are, I think one's way more likely. Because Green Bay's still fighting for a seat. Okay. Next game on the schedule. I was like, "Fuck you guys! You have no idea. You don't know the power I possess."
No,
Bill,
I need to know what it is.
I'm sitting there the entire week like, "This is my chance.
You do
We
realize
just
that
win this and this and this. If we beat Minnesota, if we beat Seattle, if we beat Green Bay, we beat the Lions. We
you
will
guys
be the
do
one seed."
realize, wait. You guys do realize that the upcoming 3 games also count towards the tiebreakers, right? Like they have to be division games, they have to be conference game. You have to add that into the tiebreaker. The fact that the tiebreaker goes one team today doesn't mean that if they both win out, the same thing will apply in 3 weeks. You have to consider who they're
We
playing.
said if they win all the 3, if Minnesota wins
Yes.
the 3 and Philly
But,
wins
like,
the 3, what are you
I don't know
talking
who
about?
they're playing. What I'm saying is like, what if one team has 3 conference games and the other one has 3 divisional games? The divisional games.
It doesn't matter. The problem is Minnesota lost to the Lions.
Yeah.
Philly lost to Tampa and Falcons. They have not. And if they win out, they beat their entire division. They have not lost to the division. And if that's the second tiebreaker, it's a moot point. It does not matter. One loss versus no losses. That's the tiebreaker.
It's a moot point. Like a cow.
You're a slut. Okay. Bills hosting Patriots.
Boom.
Does anybody have this for low points?
No.
Okay. Anybody have this for under 16 points?
No.
I do.
Oh.
I have the Bills for 11. I still think they win, but I'm taking some stabs up at the top.
I'm looking forward to this.
Does everybody else have this for 16? If you don't, raise your hand.
I do.
It's even in Buffalo.
Sorry, you're such a piece of shit.
Just give me the bread button one time. Panama won't exist. Okay. You're a pain. What are we doing? 89? Okay. Two teams that wish they were in the playoffs, but they're going to be looking on the outside looking in. 49ers going to Miami. Nazario.
It is December.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with the Niners for 14 points.
Oh my God. Fucking psycho.
Coho.
Hope.
I'm going to take the Niners for 4.
Mark.
I do agree with Nazario. It says December. I went on this whole rant about, Miami. However, because they lost last week, this is now a meaningless game. And we all know how Tua performs in meaningless games. So for that reason, I'll take the Niners, but only for 5.
Robert.
Yeah, Niners for 5. I don't know much to add.
I have Miami for 2.
There it is.
Meaningless game. Means nothing. It's at home. They have a shot. And I believe they have way more offensive weapons than you. And they have you have a broken down defense. So if they can run, they have a shot. You have your main pass catcher is a guy that got shot this season. Like, what are we talking
Fair.
about? Like, it's crazy.
I think it's Jawan Jennings, but
Yeah, Juwan and
Don't
My
insult me.
fantasy team will tell me Jawan Jennings is the number one pass catcher right now.
Whatever. I just always see him just catching the ball. I'm like, oh, that's the guy that got shot. Whoop-de-doo.
well, at least
Lions.
he's playing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire got cut because he got PTSD.
They took enough care for him for a while. They just that was a bust. I felt bad for him, but he got money. They at least kept him for way longer than they ever had to.
He got some titles.
Let's go. Rams at Jets. So is this the game where Kupp goes onto MetLife Field, hurts his knee, and he's out? Or...
Oh my god! Don't.
Well, I'm not talking about the other one. I can't talk about the other one. The other one's on my fantasy team. The other one I'm going against. So
it's true.
Gotta keep it normal. But that I think Puka and Kupp are going to have a disgusting game on that field. We'll start with Robert.
I honestly thought you would. I'm curious if you're going to zag even after what you just said. But, you know, I agree with what you said, though, that bringing up the field does concern me a little bit. But I'm not going to switch. I'm going to pick the Rams for 13. Lucky 13. Wonderful. Now I feel
First 13, maybe. Mark.
Yeah, listen, your boy has Kupp in playoff games. He's got Garrett Wilson in a couple. He's got Devontae Adams in one. Like, I hope, there's like 7 receiving touchdowns between the 3 of them. That'd be great.
It would be a shame if his knee looked like a Z. I'm not saying I want that to happen, but it would be a shame if his knee turned into a Z.
Hopefully he scored 3 touchdowns by the time that has happened.
One catch, 8 yards, laying on the field.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be funny if I didn't pick the Rams for high point value because that's exactly what I'm doing. Give me the Rams for 15.
No one likes to glaze over the Rams more than Mark Menchaca Nazario. Will you be rooting the Rams on in the playoffs?
I mean, out of the possible choices for the NFC West, the Rams is the one that hurts the least. So just fuck up. Like,
they won the nearest Super Bowl.
It's fine if they fucking beat the Jets. So as long as they keep winning and the Seahawks get fucked, let's go with the Rams for 2 points.
I have Rams for 10. Pretty confident. I just think that the Jets could be up 21-0, and I would hammer that the Rams are going to win 28-21. I just does not matter. This team cannot finish games to save their lives. Their ass. Coho.
Rams for 12.
I do say that they did win last week, but the point still stands. They're pretty shitty. All right. What do we got left? Eagles at Commanders. I'll lead this off. Eagles for 15. I don't think the Commanders have any shot. I would be shocked if the Commanders won this game. I get it. The Commanders are a good team. You win one, blah, blah, blah. I think the Eagles are firing on all cylinders, and I think it's going to be very tough for them to beat them. I don't think they have the offensive power to beat them, and I definitely don't think they have the defense to stop them. A.J. Brown bitches. They get 290 through the yard, 2 touchdowns. Saquon only runs for 65 against Pittsburgh because he can't really go anywhere. This is the game they can. I think every team that's beat Commanders, they've decided how to beat them. Like running, pat, it doesn't matter. They'll find a way. So I'm very confident on the Eagles. I may have just cursed them and fucked their whole season, but that's the choice. Coho.
I'll take Eagles for 7, but I really would like the Commanders to win.
I bet you do, because now that you need a division loss, that would be then you could be tied.
No, but it would just make it more comfortable.
More comfortable. I hate you. Everything about you, Nazario.
So hear me out.
Sure.
If the Niners mathematically cannot win the
Shut
division,
the fuck up.
but if the fucking Commanders lose out and we win out, that number 7 spot is ours, baby. Eagles fly high. 3 points.
Nazario.
I said it.
Oh, Mark. Sorry, I picked on the other Hispanic. That's my bad. I'm not racist, I promise. This is Mark.
Didn't go well. Let's just tell you right. I'm hopefully I can remember how to edit this picture, but I'll just make the flip here. I'll make the flip for Eagles for 10. It's still a division game. Like I feel like weird things can still happen. It's not likely, but it could. Yeah.
Robert.
I fucking hate the Eagles.
There it is.
They're degenerates, and I despise them.
Yeah.
I think that they were gifted on some level of wit. They were also very good, but they were also gifted a little bit as well. It was like they had the whole Sunday, and then somebody threw fucking whipped cream on top. It was the refs. The refs did.
The second half where they had like 24 time of possession and you guys had 5 was just disgusting.
Yeah, Steelers couldn't tackle Kenneth Gainwell for some reason. They missed him twice on third downs.
I watched it with a buddy and he's like, the breakout's coming. He's gonna be a breakout star.
He almost scored a touchdown. I thought, I was like, that's the one you want to hammer. Remember, we thought like Kenneth Gainwell against the Panthers. They were just because they were going to be up by so much, and the Panthers played them better than we did, which is hilarious to me. Eagles by 12. Yeah, I'm with Mark. No, I didn't want to go super high, but high enough.
Broncos at Chargers Thursday night football. Robert.
I know we were talking about the death of the Chargers, but isn't this the kind of game that Jim Harbaugh would get thumb up for? And Cody mentioned that, Bo Nix sucks because he's not great. Though he might win Rookie of the Year by default if they have more wins than the Commanders, probably. So
Brock
good for
Bowers, please.
It should be Brock Bowers. It should be anybody else, honestly, but it might be Bo Nix. I have no confidence in anything. It's also a Thursday night game, which means weird shit could happen. Like a 12-6 game with 2 decent offenses.
Oh,
like what happened fucking last week.
fucking was terrible.
That was so bad. I'm gonna pick the Chargers for 2. I don't like it.
Well, here comes the flip. I have Broncos for 3.
Oh, there you go.
Not much, but I just picked Broncos. I think it's a close game. I just think Broncos. I have lost my faith with Dobbs out. Gus Edwards is not the same running back that they can use effectively, and they just don't. They don't have weapons. I hope they get weapons in the offseason. I just don't think they have weapons. I think they have one guy. He's a nice Wes Welker, a nice Julian Edelman, nice slot receiver that works. They need threats, and they don't have that right now. So that sucks. I think in the offseason they will be they were smart to get rid of who they had.
All right, calm the fuck down, Barr.
If I could suspend somebody right now, I would suspend Barr for that comment.
Our secondary
that was dumb.
Without the
Mark.
Yeah, it's very short-lived. Didn't even last full season. My confidence in the Chargers is now gone. They'll probably make the playoffs. They'll probably lose to whoever they play, most likely because, their team is broken. So, yeah, but you know what? I know even though Cody doesn't, I still believe. Give me the Broncos 7.
I should suspend you too. That's disgusting. Nazario.
I still believe in Jim Harbaugh. And since the Chargers won 5 games last season and they already won 8 this season, I think he's playing with house money. So Chargers, but it's Thursday, so 1.
Oh.
I'll take the Broncos for 3.
Okay. Minnesota going to the 12th man.
Yeah, they're getting fucked.
Geno Smith fucking sucks. I can't stand him as a quarterback. They did him right back. I just don't care. We'll go Coho.
Vikings for 13.
Great analysis. Nazario.
Geno sucks. Our defense is going to eat him alive. The Packers killed them.
Is Gino even gonna play?
That's the thing. It might not
Isn't
be.
he fucked up?
Might be
Who's the backup?
Sam Howell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
You're
saw
right.
that throw. Sam Howell.
I feel just as confident if we line up against Sam Howell as we did Geno Smith.
That's not good. Oh, they tried to get the Packers on a low hit on Geno, but he's like the rules official. Both legs were up. Not a bad hit. Good hit. It's like, cool, thanks, guys. Nazario.
So I always fuck up the high point bets. This is why I have such a low score point. So I'm gonna pick the Vikings for 12, hopefully to curse them. The problem is I hate the Seahawks too, so I don't know what the fucking karma is gonna happen. So I'm gonna be sad either way.
Minchaka.
Listen, I don't know if you want to just keep throwing out the 12th man, for Seattle. I don't know how their licensing agreement works. I don't know if they got to pay more if you keep saying it. I just know they got to pay us to use it, which is hilarious. Yeah, I laughed.
It's a real thing. The 12th man is real.
Not in Seattle. It's not. No, it's fake. They had to buy it. So.
You think you milkman get it? Please.
We started. Okay. That being said, give me the Vikings for 13 points. Seattle is a fraud. They've been frauds. And congratulations, Sam Howell. If you start, you got to play against the. We threw you in against the Packers. Now you got to go play the Vikings. Like, the fuck is that?
He'd be like the linebacker on the board. I'm not going it. No, I'm not doing it. Robert.
Remember when Sam Howell threw for like 4,000 yards, but he got sacked like 60 times? And they were like, we don't want you. Please go to the other coast and languish if you can. That would be nice. Not only is it Sam Howell, but the 12th man, they're 3-5 at Seattle. They're like at home. They suck at home. They're bad. Denver almost beat them week 1 with fucking rookie Bo Nix. Like, there is a chance for that. Like, and Buffalo went there and destroyed them. Like, there's cases where you don't need to be worried about 12th man anymore, and the Vikings
in both college or real, you don't need to worry at all.
I didn't want to go there. You did. I'm gonna let Mark stare down.
It was really close. I mean, we should have beaten TU. If we converted on those 4th downs. Okay, just saying, it was still like 13 points. At our that offense couldn't do a whole lot still.
As it turns out, I'm the most bullish. I'm Vikings for 14.
I am Vikings 14. I just don't. It doesn't fucking matter. It's not even close. They have DK Metcalf. They have a good team. They have good receivers. They just have a bad quarterback. It is what it is. It is what it is. Can't do it. I think we're on to the last 2 games. 3 games. Two.
I think it's 3.
3. Lions at Bears. I'm going Lions for 9 points. I would go more. And I think this could be an upset game. But the problem is the Bears have to score. And I don't trust the Bears to score enough points to outscore. Because I think the problem is the Lions should be able to be beat. The problem is the Bears' defense is really good, but they always are on the field, so they're tired and they're worn out and they can't do anything. So here's the issue. I think this is where the line is strong. So I'm going Lions for 9 because, again, if they could hold and score, but this is the game with the timeout, almost tied, almost went to overtime. Could it happen again? I don't know. But it's going to be outside. It's going to be rough. And I'm really afraid for an outside, cold as shit game for the Lions, how many more defensive players could they lose? It could be a lot at this point. I don't know. But I'm hoping for them to just be able to get out of there scot-free. Honestly, they should bench some good players and let them rest because they're going to fucking need them for the playoffs. Coho.
I'm gonna take the Lions for 10. Same reason. I would take them for more, but Caleb Williams is jumping over ghosts, so I don't know if he can actually rally enough wins to win. But hey, if the Lions are gonna lose one absolute gimme game somewhere on their schedule, it's probably a divisional game to Chicago. So,
Nazario.
Remember when the Bears were 4-2?
yeah,
Oh my god.
feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
We're different
Uh,
people
the
now.
Lions for 9.
Mark.
Yeah, I mowed it down slightly, but still the fucking Bears. I mean, we all watched Atlanta and Oakland, or not Atlanta and Vegas, because fucking Vikings were just fucking kicking their ass all over the place. They still suck. So yeah, give me the Lions for 8.
Okay. Robert.
Well, Sam Darnold used to see ghosts, right? He turned out okay. So if Caleb Williams is jumping over ghosts, he's already ahead of the curve. So he might be okay after a couple teams. So look out for that. I beat Rue in our fantasy league at the end, and I was very happy because I have Jahmyr Gibbs going against Coho, and I was like, I feel like if I don't make the next round, I'm wasting Jahmyr Gibbs, who should be fucking awesome, and I don't want to waste him. So I'm glad that I won, so that I don't feel bad about it. Either way, I'm taking the Lions for 7. I had it higher. I moved it down because, yes, it is outdoors and it is a divisional game.
Houston coming to Arrowhead. Mahomes question mark to play? I would assume not playing. If they were smart, they're not playing. But can they hold him back? Who knows? Robert, what's your point value?
I think I saw he was a full participant in practice today or some shit, which
I saw him moving around. I watched a clip. I don't know. He didn't do a lot of moving.
floored the fuck out of me. I was like, what? I was like, I just thought it was fake news.
Remember when he had to get carried across the field and the very next play he starts running?
Yeah, everything's fake news with regards to his fucking lower leg injuries. I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, I think I had Texans, and then Cody, you kind of convinced me otherwise. Because I think you're right. Carson Wentz can win this game if they just run the ball with Pacheco and Hunt and
do checkdowns. I think.
Yeah, it'll be totally fine. So I don't know why I was overthinking. I'm gonna pick Chiefs for 3.
Okay. Mark.
Hey, you're probably right, but if the Chiefs are smart, like honestly, Mahomes probably just doesn't play another regular season game. Like, I mean, even if they lose the 1 seed, I mean, even if they lose the 1 seed, like, who cares? Like, they're still gonna have.
They did go on the road last year.
So. Yeah, like I don't really feel like that matters.
It truly doesn't. We thought it mattered. It truly doesn't matter after last year, and they proved it.
Yeah, like Buffalo needs that 1 seed way more than the Chiefs do. So, like, yeah, it doesn't matter at all. And like, I'm gonna go low point value for this. So, fuck it. Like, this could just be a weird game that they can win, especially if Mahomes doesn't play. So I'll take the Texans for 2.
I'm Nazario.
I had the Chiefs, but Mark sold me, so I'm flipping. I want to go Texans for 4.
What the fuck? Doesn't help me at all, Nazario. What? I got to catch you.
Oh,
I did it.
I'm here for the Carson Wentz legacy game. I'll take the Chiefs for 11.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
If Mahomes plays, win. If Carson Wentz plays, they probably win by 2 more points. So.
I am also going with Kansas City. I'm going Kansas City for 16 points.
Nice.
This is how much I don't have that much faith in the Chiefs. I have this much faith that the Houston Texans suck. And I think Chris Jones is going to kill I think that defensive line is going to literally destroy. They have been. What are they, 8-5 or something right now?
9-5.
Ridiculous.
9-5. They have survived so many games, literally and they should have lost so many more. No doubt, they have not looked like a dominant team since they played the Bears. They don't have They don't have an offensive identity to save their damn lives. And normally their play action works. I don't think Mixon's going anywhere. I don't think Mixon's going to have a chance because I don't think the offensive line is that good. So I'm just hammering Chiefs. And again, it's a makeup point. Like if they score a lot, then sure. If I lose, then I'm down more points. It doesn't really fucking matter.
Now I'm rooting for Houston.
I thought you were going to have Houston, so that was originally why I put them at 16. But great job at persuading you out of that fucking pick. Good job, Cody. You're fucking
This game is on Saturday.
It is because it's all
welcome to the show, Nazario.
All the Christmas teams are playing on Saturday.
We had an entire thing about the 4 teams that are playing on Christmas that got screwed over because they only get 3 days off. Have you been here? Welcome to the show.
I did
Last
not
game.
realize we were talking about that.
The game that I'm the most excited for, the game that I'm always most excited for, these 2 logos are on the screen. It is must-watch television. It could be a 7-3 game. It could be a 45-45 game. I love it. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers injured coming to Baltimore, the bank. The outdoor bank, I should say, because the other one is an indoor bank. U.S. Bank, which is a shitty bank. Don't use it. Anyways. Yeah. Coho, I'll go with you and I'll save Robert in his pain and misery because he's a Steeler fan and he knows exactly how this game is going to go.
Lamar Jackson is 2-5 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I will take the Pittsburgh Steelers for 8, injured or not. Lamar cannot beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he cannot win a playoff game that matters. So
I just want the record. Can you repeat the record?
2 wins, 5 losses against the Pittsburgh Steelers in his career.
He can't win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. He has 2 wins against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just wanted to make sure you remembered what you were saying because you said something that literally contradicted yourself. Nazario.
I'm going to go with the Steelers because I don't like the Ravens. But I have no faith on the Steelers either. I don't know, man. Like, if Justin Fields was playing, though, that would feel better. But, yeah, 6 points.
I'm telling you right now, I feel worse. I would change my point value.
Lamar hasn't beaten the Pittsburgh Steelers since 2019. Anyway.
Mark.
Is Pickens playing?
He's all right. So last week they made him doubtful, which means he definitely wasn't going to play. Nobody's doubtful this week, but I would imagine he's not going to play. That's my expectation.
Hamstrings, 2 weeks, 2 games. Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to be a couple more.
Yeah, grade 2. They need him in the playoffs. They need him in the playoffs.
God, imagine if you traded or signed a receiver or traded for one.
Cody, this was a problem the whole fucking time, and they decided never to address it. They tried, but nobody wanted to go there. You think Devontae Adams might want to play in the playoffs? Perhaps. It would be nice, but whatever. He gets to play with his bud, so he's cool.
I mean, earlier this show, we were just Robert was just talking about how he thirsted for Jacoby Myers.
Mark, I would have a Jacoby Myers jersey if I swear on my fucking life if he was there.
In that case, I'll take the Ravens for.
I have the Ravens for 1. I think this is exactly how this scenario plays out where they tie. Like they don't have to tie, but they even the division. It's just how it works, and it comes down to the last 2 games. And at some point in the last 2 games, Mike Tomlin is going to drop his nuts on the table, and they're going to win these games. But I just think at this point, with what the injury looks like on Pittsburgh, with TJ being banged up, with the other defensive player being banged up, with Pickens probably not playing, I don't believe Van Jefferson and what's his first name?
Calvin Austin.
I don't think Calvin Austin carries. I think Baltimore's defense is pretty bad. But I think
not stopping the run though. pretty good there.
I don't know. Again, I'm okay with being wrong on this game. I think Pittsburgh can clearly win because they have done it. I'm just saying how it seems to be a North thing of last two games of the season are going to matter, where they're going to tie it up right now. 1 point, Baltimore. Robert, close out the show.
I don't know what Mike Tomlin's record is when he's back-to-back underdogs. I imagine it's pretty good. I think he's like the best at
he is.
being a certain level under the spread. I think he looked at the game last week, and I think he said, this game would be nice, but I don't think it matters much in the grand scheme of things. This is the game that matters. I will correct Coho. Lamar Jackson is 1-4 against the Steelers, and the one game he won was against Devlin Duck Hodges in overtime. Awesome. Good job, Lamar. You kill it. I believe TJ will play. I believe Deshaun Elliott will be back. I don't think Pickens will play. But for fuck's sake, Arthur Smith, your number 2 guy is Pat Freiermuth. Give him the ball 10 plus fucking times. I don't know why it's so goddamn difficult. I said it in a Facebook post. Even the stupid Raiders who don't know how to coach their way out of a wet paper bag. I don't have a better analogy, so I'm just going to use that one. Can't coach their way out of a wet paper bag. They know Brock Bowers is their best player and they can get the ball to the tight end. Other teams know to get the ball to the tight end if the tight end's the best player. I don't know why the Steelers don't do that when Pickens isn't on the field. It frustrates the fuck out of me. All that being said, a lot of preamble. I picked against them last week, only for 1. I'm going to pick them this week. Steelers for 1. I don't feel great about it, but I think there's a recipe. I don't think Tomlin cared as much about. I can't wait to watch Hard Knocks to figure out like how they address this game against the Eagles. But I think you will see them fire out of the gate for this one because they know how important it is to get a home playoff game. So Steelers for 1 point.
I don't know the back-to-back record of being back-to-back underdogs, but Mike Tomlin as an underdog is 62, 32, and 3 all time. He is 91 and 99 and 2 as a favorite. So
he's the worst. He is the worst coach as a double-digit favorite. The absolute worst. I don't. But that's his bag.
The closest one I'm looking at right now is Andy Reid as an underdog is 15-37. So
pretty good.
Yep. That's the show. No show next week. We are taking it off for Christmas. We will be back. We'll probably do a Monday. I don't know what Monday Night Football is on that week. I guess I got to figure that out.
The next week? The Christmas week, you mean?
Christmas week. It's Lions and 49ers. That actually might be a fun one to do.
Yeah.
Just to watch Nazario struggle. But instead of doing it on New Year's Eve, we probably just do that Monday show. It's probably what we're going to lock in for. So we'll probably be doing a watch along. If you can be on, great. If you can't, but we're going to take the week off of Christmas. So thank you all for watching.
Use my shit live.
Bye.
All right. Bye.